Hi guys, Orion here, and I am doing my check-in for work and business. If you're new to this channel, this is a mostly check-in channel where I talk once a week about my physical journey of workout and eating right and trying to healthify my life. That happens on Sundays. I don't mess up. And then I have another checkup for business and work, and that one is supposed to be on Tuesdays. Doesn't always happen. Seems like it always doesn't happen on Tuesdays. It happens on other days. Um, I'm thinking of how to fix that, and this is what we're going to talk about today. As always on YouTube, if you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, comment, like, and help this video and this channel progress. So today, I'm not going to talk about business and work since this week has gone really off track. I was not doing what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to be very focused on positive thinking, but I couldn't. And it turns out that I'm a little bit sick. And I usually get, that's not usually, but sometimes I get sick. And before I even know I'm sick, I become very negative. So it has an incredible emotional impact on me. And that's probably what's been going on this week. I've been lethargic. I've been working. I've been actually doing pretty well considering I have really good excuses. Uh, Still, things are taking longer than I want them to, and my focus is a bit non existent. So I want to talk about something else today, and I will push the positive thinking efforts till next week's check-in because I really want to give it a good chance. I want to talk today about our uh, our responsibility for the way things happen in the world. So how each and every one of us can make a little change in the world. And this is an ongoing subject that is happening in my head because of this channel. I started this channel from the point of view of me going on a physical journey and looking for content where other women who have a body type similar to me talk about their journey, and I couldn't find that content. So I figured there's probably other women out there wanting to have my content like me and have this content like me, and I set up a channel thinking about women. Turns out that the way I look, the way I sound, the way I move, the way I am, is very attractive to guys actually. Guys who can't get the content they crave from mainstream channels because I don't have the mainstream look, and that's okay. The thing is, I think we should have a really open dialogue here about everything. We should set some very basic ground rules which say, I'm not here to please you guys, and you're not here to please me, and that's the way it should be. And from then on, we can start an open discussion about the way guys think, the way girls think. I don't think like a typical girl. I know, I tested it. I still do understand some some of the way something about the way girls think and about why do bad things happen in the world. I'll tell you the story that got me going. I'm sorry, my earplug just won't stay in place. A few weeks ago, can't believe it was just a few weeks ago. Uh, a few 16-year-old girls here in Israel went down to a lot for summer vacation. They met up with some guys some of them knew, and they drank. They were underage. They still got to put their hands on some heavy duty alcohol. I think they drank vodka, and they got drunk. One of them was feeling very unwell, and she and her friend um, were looking for a bathroom so she can freshen up and straighten herself up. A guy they didn't know intervened, sold them some crap about how he knows how to handle the situation, separated them, got the drunk girl into a hotel room, and not only did he uh, have intercourse with her, apparently he called others, and a line formed, and many guys uh, abused the situation. She was so drunk she couldn't remember a thing. The next day, one of those guys, called her to see if they can set up a redo, a do-over, a take two, and sent her some clips of what happened there. And from there, she went to the police. Now, here is my take on the situation. One, that was rape by all the guys, specifically by the guys who got her into the room and called the other guys who were younger. Most of the other guys were underages as well. That doesn't clear them from the fact that they were taking advantage of the situation where a woman was unconscious for some reason. You do not do that. Ask my sons. They're 18 and 15 now. If you have the situation where you get home with a friend who's a female and she passes out because she drank too much, what do you do? And just a minute. And we basically agreed that you take her shoes off, cover her with a blanket, and put a glass of water and some painkillers next to her. And that sounds like a good enough thing to do. You definitely do not take advantage of the situation. So all the guys were in the wrong. What that doesn't say is that that girl was an innocent victim. She was a victim, totally a victim. She also had, I'm not trying to blame her. I don't have the correct words to explain this. If I, but it's the same situation as if I run into a busy street. Can I blame the car that couldn't stop from hitting me? Can I blame the driver who wasn't focused enough for a second for hitting me? Yes, he should have been focused, but I shouldn't have jumped into the street. So the fact that somebody else is to blame for the harm that came her doesn't change the fact that she put herself in harm's way. It doesn't change the fact that she didn't have the tools to protect herself. She didn't have the maturity to know she shouldn't be drinking so much. She didn't have the practice to know how much can she drink. She didn't have the understanding that she shouldn't take that risk. And all of that doesn't change the fact that guys are to blame and it should not have happened. What it does do for me is it shines a strong light on the fact that we don't talk about these things openly and constructively. After this was publicized in Israel, everybody who's anybody expressed their disgust and their terror and called those guys animals, but they're not animals. They're young men who have never spoken openly with a woman about passion, about uh, what feels right and what feels wrong, about their emotions, about their desires. And when you set the stage up like that, where there is no communication and no understanding, people will objectify one another. And to me, this also connects with the fact that we have more and more bullying going on in the world. You bully somebody in order to make them feel less human in your eyes because you need to use them in a way that you wouldn't use somebody that you love, somebody that you like, somebody that you care about. So we are creating all these tools, bullying and violence and racism, to make sure that not a lot of people will be considered human enough in our perspective to gain our respect and our valuable resources. If that girl who is drunk is a thing, I don't have to protect her because I don't know her. I only have to protect the girls I know because I don't have the training and the tools to realize that all people are people. So I've been going on quite for a long time now. So let me try and get to a point here. I think that we can use this channel as an amazing platform to start that discussion. I have to tell you something, guys. I've been getting comments that verge on the lewd from each side. And some of you got my responses saying you're crossing the line. I want you guys to know that even if you got that response, I was never insulted and I was never distraught by your messages. It's just there is a line there and I will not cross it. That's my self-respect and that's the rules I live by. I'm not here to create porn. That being said, I am very open to discuss these subjects. I am very interested in knowing what goes on in your mind when you look at the journals and see the standard form of beauty. What goes on in your mind when you look at me and you say that's beautiful to me or not? What goes on in your mind when you think about meeting a drunk girl? I don't want to get into what would you have done kind of propaganda. I've seen some of those clips and the situations are so plastic, so unrealistic. It's ridiculous. I want to talk about the truth, about what you think when you ask a girl out, what you feel when the girl rejects you. Because we'll get rejected one time or another. What do you think when you see couples? What do you think when you look at a girl and you like her? What do you want to do? What are your struggles? Now, I don't want to be Dear Abby kind of stuff. I want a real discussion. If I can understand your point of view and you can understand my point of view, we can start looking at what needs to be fixed, don't you think? So I might be chasing windmills here or fighting windmills. I don't think it's a waste of time because I'm really, really, really intrigued and interested in learning what is going on behind the closed doors of your brain. And I am willing to promise that if you let me know what's going on with you, I'll tell you what's going on with me. Um, as long as we keep it respectable. It's not about what we fantasize here. It's about what kind of a world we would like to create. Think about it and let me know. Comment, like, whatever. And I will get back to my positive thinking experiment as soon as my stomach feels better. Promise. Talk to you again in a couple of days. Bye now.